Let's begin. Thanks all for being here. We'll start in a seated position. All right. And starting to inquire and enact through our breathing the energy that we most want living in ourselves. Pretty simple. So what is that quality that delights us or that invigorates us, renews us, softens us? What is that quality of energy that we most want to have living, influencing ourselves? And this isn't a conceptual question. This is to be enacted. How does that individual breathe? How is it we feel that, promote that right now in our body? Could I breathe in a way that delights me? Could I breathe in a way that softens me? Or whatever the quality is you'll work with today. So if you have an inner skeptic or critic who's like, nah, I don't know about this, just have to give them the soft shush. How do we do it anyway? All right, we're going to start through the shoulders and the arms. Inhaling, draw the arms out to the side, turning the palms up. These are the biceps up. Breathe all the way out to the ends of the clavicles. Exhale, turn the thumb down, the bicep down. If it's okay, on the neck. Tip chin down. You guys have to test some of these things. Inhale. Bringing the eyes back to the horizon, head aligned over pelvis, biceps up. Exhale, turning the palms down. Raise the shoulder blades. Actually lift them up so they spread out. We'll do a couple more. And starting to deepen the breath. It's okay to exaggerate the movement of our wings, our arms. Feel if that helps alter the quality of your breathing, the depth of your breathing, the the breath field, the shape of your breathing. All right, we're going to do 2 rounds of Uddiyana. Let's switch the cross of our legs. Inhaling till a point of fullness. So gathering that breath into our body, feeling it with our body, right? That's our organs, our limbs, our muscles, our ligaments. These are all sensory organelles and organs. Hold the breath. Feel internally there is a softening, an action by which we can absorb this breath and hold this breath more easily. We can absorb these qualities into our body. How do we facilitate this almost bioabsorption? Let's bring the hands forward. Swift, thorough exhalation. Remain empty. And with feet active, we'll draw the belly in and back. Lifting up. Drawing the shoulders down. Releasing when you need a breath. And we'll come upright. And once more. So we're moving the organs, the tissues, the ligaments, the muscles, activating, moving, squishing, expressing to perceive differently. Right? Inhale, bringing that quality that most nourishes you or delights you or softens you or brightens you, bringing that into the body. Enact it. This is where that imaginal comes into play. It's how do I do that in my body? Hold the breath. Inquiring, bioabsorption. How do I absorb that quality? How do I let that quality become my cells and my cells become that quality? Bring the hands forward. Swift, thorough exhalation. Emptying. Remain empty, and of course, draw the belly in. Drawing in, you might find what needs to shift. Sometimes what we experience is blockages or solidity or something's not quite moving in the body. It's just places where that absorption is stymied. It's where the body is kind of almost like turned in on itself. It's like, so how do we open? How do we enact that absorption? Resume your Ujjayi breath as you're exiting that final round. And let's set up for a seated spinal twist. Let's go left over right to start. Select half lotus or cross-legged. Inhaling with your hands softly, sending them down. It's soft, just enough to feel the heart rise, the head rise, and then exhale, we'll turn to our left. So what are some of the things we encounter to taking on this gorgeous quality that promotes a more conscious way of being in the world? What are some of those things we encounter that's kind of like, so I find there can be a skeptic, there can be a sort of inner critic, like an inner voice that's like, that's too hard, I'm too tired, I don't want to do that. Entitlement's another little blip that can get us stumbling in on our way to feeling a more conscious, light, open, aligned whole body. But I really get to sit and stew in this envy or jealousy or anger. Like, I get to feel that way. Like, so how do we kind of turn that switch and select our energy for what we need? What our spirit needs, right? We'll release. Inhale, unwind. We'll switch the cross of our legs. So we'll go right over left. And inhaling so the heart lifts, the skull bones lift slightly. Exhale, turning to the right, twisting to the right. So feeling, sensing how the cells receive this. We have specific digestive structures, those little fingers, those villi in our intestines that creates more surface area to grab onto the nutrients. But how do we do that energetically, spiritually? How do we make ourselves a little bit more magnetic and bioavailable to these nutrients of qualities of consciousness? How do we make ourselves a little permeable membrane for qualities that help us, that delight us? And for some people, that'll be like kind of like an intestine, just kind of latching. And for some of us, as we release from this twist, it may feel a little bit like marinating. Again, how you enact it is in part a function of just how you're perceiving and how you make meaning in the world. All right, let's unwind. We'll lie on back. And we'll just do two items today. And one is elbow to knee. So we've got our knees over hips. Inhale, head and shoulders up. And by lifting the head and shoulders up, the low back contacts the ground. More surface, more contact. Curl tailbone. Exhale, reach out through the right leg. Turning the elbows facing the left thigh. So a little turn. The left shoulder stays off the ground. And draw the low belly down. Send that right leg out, same time. Inhale, bend the right knee. Curl tailbone. Exhaling, reach the left leg out. Elbows turn toward that right thigh. Pull low belly down. Inhale, bend left knee. We'll talk through one more. Curl tailbone. Exhale, right leg out. Elbows turn a bit toward that left thigh. Pull low belly down. Inhale, bend right knee. Breathing into the back. Can your low back feel like it absorbs the breath? Curl tailbone. Exhale. Left leg out, reach. Elbows turned slightly toward that right thigh. Pull low belly down. All right, you do 3 more on each side. So breath is not merely some mechanical action, kind of marionetting or puppeteering the body about, right? But something on which our intention rides and implants and suffuses through our body and our cells. So if this is precious and sacred and important to us, we're moved to action. How do I do this? How do I not waste one breath missing this important, this sacred quality? If it's truly important, we're moved to action. Attention practices are great, but attention practices, concentration practices, just in their own, on their own, without context, are just calling our attention. They may or may not have anything to do with the sacred, with moving us to transform, to act, to show up differently in the world. And you're providing that peace. That's the imaginal work. That's the intentional peace that we're suffusing through our body. Right? This is at the heart of what the shamans do. Right? All right, one more. Frog lifting through. So we'll bring our bent legs widely apart. As you bring the heels a little bit lower than the knees, use your abdominals, hold the low back near the ground. Inhale, the head and shoulders up. And be specific with those abdominals. Keep the low back contacting the ground. Exhale. The tailbone shifts. Reach out through the legs. Sensing in and with the hip sockets. Pull low belly down. Inhale into the low back. The perineum, genitals. Exhale. Sink the belly in. Even the deepest part of abdomen and genitals is available for this quality. Inhale into the hip crease, into the low belly. Let's do 3 more, and we'll do those together, yet on our own. Again, if there's an inner skeptic that's trying to alarm us that the genitals cannot be receptive to qualities of consciousness, just thank that little skeptic voice and just proceed. How do we enact that anyway? The critic or that inner cynic is like, no, there's too much pain. It's not going to happen today. Just thank that little voice. Just kind of give it a little nudge to the side. And how do we enact it anyway? And once you've completed, help legs together. And we turn onto a side. We're setting up for dolphin prelude. So a dolphin prelude will keep the knees on the ground. So if you need additional padding, supply it now. Elbows under shoulders. Knees wider than hips. Step knees backward toward the back of the mat. Raise hands. Inhale, expanding or spreading breath it's like fanning a flame. Spreading that breath through the upper back, the lungs. Letting the weight of the head go. Exhale, sit bones sink back. So if you have some kind of a fragile feeling back, there might be a couple of us who have been having some back feelings. Start to work those low belly muscles. And if you have that anatomical kind of specificity at TV, those side abdominal muscles, the ones that are kind of striated from the back of the waist toward the pubic area, kind of drawing to relieve the low back, to access the low back. There you go. To move, to tug on the mid-back. So as we're moving the body, massaging the body, and stretching the body, and squeezing and compressing and expressing, we start to perceive anew our organs, our ligaments, our muscles are all interoceptive. They receive signals. They're determining, here I am. And we shift back, or rather forward, to exit. And then inhale, slide the hands under the shoulders. Exhale, downward dog. Both involving the low belly muscles, sinking in, and releasing the neck, releasing the head. Inhale the left foot forward, warrior two, unlocking the shoulder in warrior two. So we'll bring the left elbow up, inhaling into the ribs and the clavicle. Who was that? It was yesterday. As we're exhaling, draw the shoulder down. Put the palm on the elbow so that as you're engaging around this clavicle, you're not smushing the joint and compressing right? We're involving those muscles, and the joint can still kind of freely glide. Inhaling. Those chest muscles are still active. Open up the hand bones. Exhale, reach out through the legs. So as we're unlocking the shoulder, we're unlocking the legs, energizing, reaching. You feel that space. With space, there's yet another way of perceiving the body. Inhale. Linking pelvis with that collarbone. Exhaling, glide the shoulder down. Elbow press palm. The joint is free. The chest muscles are on. Reach forward and reach out through every single fingertip. All right, letting that go. Inhale, send those arms out to the side. Reverse warrior, exhale the right hand to the thigh, raise the left arm. And that similar wrapping blade gliding around the rib cage. Bringing in that quality, staying attuned, staying connected to that quality of consciousness. It's a little bit like turning on a faucet, and if you wanted cold water, you would make sure that you kept feeling that cold water come out of the faucet. If we want that quality of feeling nourished or buoyed, we would check and we would keep feeling with our body. Is that quality still coming through? Do I still sense it? Inhale, take that left arm up over. We're still in warrior two, taking arms into eagle. Exhaling the left over the right. Interesting. Give it 2 more breaths. And if you catch yourself subtly, well, not so subtly, squeezing the neck, squeezing down where the back of the skull becomes the neck, and simply lighten up between skull and neck. And then inhaling, unwind the arms. Reach them all the way out to the sides. And then exhaling, set the hands down around that left foot. Chaturanga, drawing shoulders away from the neck. Set the hands forward. Here's Cobra. Just stretching the legs back, shifting the tailbone down. Inhale into the abdomen, behind the sternum. Exhale, lower, downward dog. All right, warrior two. Inhale the right foot forward. We're working that unlocking the shoulders, so I bring that right elbow up. We'll go straight into it. Exhale, draw that right shoulder away from the ear. The right shoulder blade down. So we're getting a lot of musculature engaged around the shoulder. We'll take that left palm to the inner elbow. Inhale. Now keeping the jaw relaxed, even as we're engaging some stuff. Exhale the shoulder down. Press the elbow into the palm. Do you feel the chest turning on? And it's muscular involvement, reaching the elbow forward. The joint glides, the joint soft, joint spacious. So feel that, check that in your body. If you feel more of a squeezing, like a in that shoulder joint, how do you change it? There we go. Right, inhale, reach arms out to the side. Reach them all the way out from the heart. Reverse warrior, set that left hand down. Exhale, raise the right. Fan open the hand bones. Lengthening the torso to our left. There you go. That's it, that's it. So the torso lengthens away from the pelvis. So now, as you're breathing into the waist, around these hip bones, exhaling, does that grow more spacious? Does it move? Are you perceiving this area of your body changing, shifting? Is there alteration? We grow more and more comfortable with perceiving alteration, change, variation. Right? Inhale. Take that right arm up and over. Taking the arms into eagle, exhale the right over the left. Still in with that warrior two. And judiciously bringing in those new qualities and that sense of change, right? There's an aspect to our person structure, our psychological structure that likes change, it likes novelty, it likes change, and oh, that's too much. Whoa, too much. Inhale, unwind. The arms, we'll set the hands down around that right foot. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Use the butt muscles to shift the tailbone, which shifts the pelvis. Exhale, lower, hands under chest, downward dog. All right, let's step forward. We're making a shift to the wall. So bring your mats along. There's two things at the wall. We're working downward dog at the wall and dolphin at the wall. All right. So when we're working downward dog at the wall, heels skim the baseboard or the wall. Release the head and the neck, and neck to breath. Right. This quality that we're inviting into our body, again, it's not conceptual. It's not adequate to simply hold a word like a mantra. This is not a mantra practice. We're enacting it. How do you breathe it? How do you begin to feel it? Or even the sparks, the beginning of that quality in your body in downward dog. And then as you step 1 foot up, 2 foot up, hip height, how do you continue to feel that quality, to be that quality, to express that quality, to sense and know that quality through your body? So in downward dog, on the wall, we'll give it several more breaths. Okay. If you're reaching one leg away from the wall, let's do so now. And then we'll switch legs. If you're not bringing the legs off the wall, that's fine. It's even fine if you step the feet down from the wall, but stay in downward dog. And then when we step both feet down from the wall, we'll take a moment, set the knees down, we'll all rest. So if it gets a little scattered for us as we go upside down, tense, scattered, distracted, right? We come back to that intent. And it's fun because we can find our own personal patterns or tendencies to how we handle intensity changes, distraction. Right. So that was a fine amount of rest. Let's set up a dolphin on the wall now. So we're still at the wall. Yeah. More upside. There's more. Bring the feet, the soles of the feet near the wall, and the elbows directly under the shoulders. You can clasp your hands or set the forearms out, but feel as much of the surface of your forearm and hand contacting the ground as you can. We're getting lots of touch information and so movement information. Allow the head to relax down. Inhale. Push the earth like you're unlocking the shoulders or broadening across the shoulder blades. Exhale the knees off the ground. Again, relax the neck. Take your time. Inhale, step your other foot up the wall. I don't know what your other one is, but it's your other one. The one you don't always select first. Exhale the second foot up the wall. with it. We're going to go 3 more breaths. Deepen. Those of us, we've gotten to work a few days through the lung lobes. Feel your breath getting all the way up to those upper lung lobes. Way up next to the throat, the lung right under the shoulders. Bring the breath all the way to the clavicle. So we have to concentrate to stay with the breath that patiently, that enduringly. And then to exit, step foot down, step the other foot all the way down. All right. Let's bring our mat back to a working spot for us. Step your right foot forward, lounge, lunge. I'm just walking that left leg back. The left hand is planted, and that right arm, inhaling, hug that leg. The chest turns right. Keep that foot planted. Exhaling, hug, drape. So that left side ribs is getting a sweet drape. So if there's some tight or some achy spots, how do I stay with them sufficiently, enduringly to feel this breath, the carrier of this quality, touch them? How do I stay in and with that area enduringly to feel that area open to this quality? So if I'm kind of zigging and zagging and distracting and ping-pong, getting my attention everywhere, it's going to be hard to really deepen into being able to sense or perceive more. Inhale, we'll back our way out of here. Hips over left knee. And twisting lunge. Exhale. We'll take that left elbow over the right thigh. And I'm going to armpit. I'm anticipating a slight move toward interlock. I'm not committed to interlock, but I'm walking in that direction. So now that's back of armpit contacting the thigh. Inhaling into that left side lung. And here in these twists, I want to just, for everyone, sink to the level of the lungs. And feel how the lungs can be these slidey, super extensible tissues, organ. And feel the twist being initiated through and from the lung instead of the muscle or the spinal ligaments. Feel it come from the lung. And find out if that helps your shoulders more. So whomever was mentioning some upper back, or maybe it was my overlay, upper back nerve. This will be a good way to feel the motion the turning, the twisting through the upper back area, the lung area. Feel the lung moving. The lungs rotate, right? Inhale, unwind, setting the hands down under the shoulders. Exhale, chaturanga. We're doing upward dog, tops of feet on the ground. Inhale, hands push the earth so the shoulders move away from the neck. Pull the ground so the arm bones and the elbows move toward the back of your mat, the chest forward. Exhale, now press back, downward dog. So we're kind of stretching that chest, engaging that chest. When you deepen breath, what does your breath carry? There's a quality. You're still playing with it. We're playing with it until Shavasana. How do I make my body, my cells available to absorb this quality? And in that absorption, right, I might come up against all sorts of reasons why I can't, I shouldn't, I don't need to, I ought not to. If it's really good and it's really important, we're moved to kind of brush some of those critical voices aside and enact it anyway. All right, lounge lunge, I think. Inhale the left foot forward. Right palm plant. Exhale, the left arm, hug thigh. Squeeze, turn, drape. Inhale, unwind. We'll back our hips weight over the right knee. Twisting lunge, exhale the right armpit over the thigh. And feel from within the lungs. Breathe to feel the lungs. Feel the lungs gliding within the ribs. Feel if that helps the twist go more easily. If you find yourself kind of, it was like hitting a brick wall, so to speak, kind of hitting just a hard end point. Connect to breath. How do I do softening? The abdomen can teach us. The lung can teach us. Inhale, unwind. We'll go hands under shoulders. I think those are the two. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Push down with the palms. Shoulders away from jaw. Pull the ground. Chest moves in front of the biceps. Exhale, downward dog. Involve those pecs as you press back, wrapping the shoulders. That's it, that's it, that's it, that's it. Stay with those chest muscles. It's going to be really great for the upper back. All right, gently set knees down. If you have a roll, we're going to use it. And I would say try to find something, a blanket, a pillow, even something will help out the back. Is it possible to do it with nothing? It is. All right, so we're lowering the belly onto the roll, very soft roll, just enough to create some more support through the low back. Okay. We're working cobra over a roll, and we're going to be really specific with the spine. I will describe, right, low back, the thirds of the spine, the mid back. For many of us, this is where sometimes that sense of stiffness starts to really kind of increase. And then upper back. So the upper shoulder blades, even the middle shoulder blades, upper back. So let's set the hands out. I'm starting when my elbows are under my shoulders. I'm starting with my hands that placement. Shift the tailbone toward the earth. And this first round will be 3 breaths. So stay with me. We're going to stay focused on the breath. Inhale into the roll. Push with the palms. Lift some degree off the elbows. Take the elbows off the ground, even if it's a millimeter. Exhale, softening the gut around that roll. 2, inhale, feel the breath reaching the mid-spine, the low ribs. The elbows can come up a little higher. Exhale, pull with the hands softly. Can you feel the mid-spine releasing forward away from the low spine? And 3, inhaling, push with the palms. And follow the breath into the upper back. Stay with it. This is where our concentration practices are so important. We build this enduring quality to follow the breath into every area of the body. Exhaling, the collarbones melt forward. Keep pulling. Lengthening the heart forward, the chest down. Inhale the hands under the chest. Exhaling, press to your knees. All right. And there's one more here. We're working frog over a roll. So we do need a little prop for this. And if you don't have the props, it'll just be frog for you. So here's a block. My roll is on the block. This may have to be adjusted, but I would start with a block, roll on top of block. And now I'm moving the legs apart into frog. And I get one more moment of belly on the roll. I'm going to move my hand so you can see I've got a block, I've got a roll on top of it, and then I'm on top of that. And I've moved my legs out to the side. frog. Now, you're going to have to adjust a little bit up, a little bit down. Some people need 2 blocks. Some people get into this and they're like, I don't feel this in the hips. Well, it's not exact. It's right. They're different poses. So when we need to exit, I'm tucking my heels a little closer to my butt, like a little frog. Okay? I just got to pushing till some of my abdomen comes off the roll. Pushing. My butt kind of sinks back toward my heels. Lie on back, and we'll do one release move. So that figure 4 or that pigeon-esque release. We'll go right ankle over left thigh. Back of head rests on the ground. So you might need a strap to hold your leg while the head rests on the ground. This is fairly important. If you're really snuggly in the hips, set your head first and then reach and attend to the legs, letting the head position take primary importance over the leg grab, secondary. As you're breathing into the backside, allow the head to relax, the skull bones, the muscles around the eyes and the brow. We'll release, switch sides, left ankle over right thigh. As you breathe and feel each and every layer and area of your body are conferring, delivering these qualities of consciousness, helping the cells remember this. And release. Shavasana. take these moments to even more completely and as fully as possible absorbing these qualities of energy, these qualities of consciousness. So ritually, we are kind of signaling to our deep, deep psyche, our subliminal, our subterranean self. We're signaling that there's some closure here. That's so important. So we want to honor this more subterranean, this self, this subliminal, the subconscious. We're always working with the subconscious when we work with the body. So not a moment to be rushed. And now, bend knees. Turn to a side and use both hands press to seated. Namaste.